We got married in 2016 in February. We were supposed to get married in October of that same year, but we decided to elope. My faith was none. It was rock bottom. But I had that as a child, and I knew that as a child.
Made the decision to be saved when I was 15, was baptized by immersion, and 18 rolls around, I graduated high school. The family kind of stops going to church. I stopped going to church. So I did nothing to honor the commitment and the decision that I made at 15.
You walk in, and he's hooked up to everything, breathing tube down his throat. Cold. Just feels like completely empty in the room because you don't feel his warmth anymore. He had beautiful long hair at the time that they just knotted up to the side, and I'm just looking at it, and they just shaved half of his head, and it just didn't even look like him, you know? And you couldn't touch him. And we were pretty much told, like, the Anthony that we knew as we knew him wasn't gonna be what we got when he woke up. I was feeling like everyone was around us, but I was still alone in that situation. When I stepped out of that room, all I could feel was some other warmth there with me. And it was the first time in a long, long time where I actually recognized and acknowledged that warmth, because I'd realized that it's a familiar feeling. And I absolutely believe that it was the hand of God. And knowing full well that he said, I hadn't left you, I've been here all along, and I'm gonna be here with you now.
You know, from the time that I was released and I got home, there was this drive for me to find a church, for me to find, you know, a church family, for me to get my family into church and to honor the commitment that I made all those years ago. Why? Because when I wasn't calling out for him in my life leading up to this, he never forgot about me. Never. You know, life is so much about like responses, right? Like, look at what the result can be through what seems like a completely tragic circumstance. Like, things can be built through the struggle, right? I mean, the idea of like struggle, it does breed, not to be cliche, but compassion. Like, there would be no compassion without struggle.
I mean, God forbid he didn't make it out of it. I still would have known that God was there. I recognized what my life was and where my life was when it was thrown pretty much and run over and backed up on and thrown back again and
whatever
all that
happened,
good stuff.
You know, one of the other ways that, you know, this thing has had an impact, this whole experience, and is the calling to serve. I go through Grow Track. I decided after graduating Grow Track that like that's right where I wanted to be. I wanted to be a Grow Track table host. And I think it's important because I was one of these people that were coming into the door, you know, that are like unsure of things. Maybe they've been disconnected from their faith for a very long time. Maybe they've never met Jesus. Maybe they've never heard of him. And so the impact that I can have, that God can have through me, that's where I wanted to be. And so that was something that 3 years ago, it never would have been there. You know, I will spend the rest of my days trying to repay a gift that was given to me that I could never have earned or deserve, okay? And like, life's about opportunity, like what are you gonna do with it?